that is the initiation of what we call the Contributor Award. And what we wanted to do was recognize individuals who have contributed to particular schools in Marshall County and deserve that recognition, much of which was done on a volunteer basis. So we have two contributors that we're going to recognize tonight, and we have a nice plaque that we're going to present to them. The first Contributor Award, our contributor could not be here tonight. I believe he's out of town, but it is Dr. John Bias of Gunnersville. Dr. Bias was raised in Gunnersville and went to school through 8th grade in Gunnersville schools. Then he attended Sewanee Military Academy and played sports all 4 years there in high school. He then returned home to Gunnersville in 1983 after finishing medical school and residency. In 1983, he began serving as the team physician alongside Dr. Neil Christopher. His father, Dr. John Bias III, who passed away in 1979, had previously served as team physician. Now, 40 years later, Dr. Bias is still on the sideline as team physician, along with his nephew, Dr. Wade Edwards. Dr. Bias also began sideline reporting for WTWX more than 20 years ago and continues that today. Dr. Bias also served on the Gunnersville City Board of Education for 15 years. So our first Contributor Award is going to be accepted tonight by one of our inductees, Philip Conley, on behalf of Dr. Bias. Our first Contributor Award that we've ever given goes to Dr. John Bias IV. Our next Contributor Award goes to Mr. Bill Prickett of Albertville. Bill Prickett graduated from Albertville High School in 1959 and began a career working with his father, who was in the radio business at WROS in Scottsboro. After earning his radio license in 1968, Bill went to work for WAVU in Albertville as a salesman and announcer for both gospel and country music radio programming. In 1968, Bill began a 20-year career as a broadcaster for Albertville High School football games. During this time, he worked with several notable football coaches, including Hall of Fame coach Vernon Wells. His color commentators included Tony Giles, who is currently the stadium announcer for the University of Alabama football and basketball games. A highlight of Bill's broadcasting career came in 1986, when he and Jeff Allen called the two-way state championship football game won by the Crossville Lions. In 1967, Bill was recruited by Hall of Fame head basketball coach Shannon Small to be the scorekeeper for AHS basketball games, a job that has now spanned over 57 years. He is most widely known for being the scorekeeper for the Marshall County basketball tournament games in Sneak State. He started that in 1977, and he is still keeping that scorebook at the county tournament today. In these 47 years, he has only missed one day of the county tournament, and that was due to the funeral of a friend. When asked why he has continued as a sports announcer and scorekeeper for so long, Bill said, "I do it because I like it." Our Contributor Award goes to Mr. Bill Prickett. Congratulations, Bill. At this time, we want to recognize any of our former inductees who are here tonight. And listen, in a crowd this large, we may have missed somebody coming in. If we did, please accept our profound apologies. I will ask at the end of each class, if I didn't catch somebody, please Anybody else from 2002? I don't think we had anybody else. Are there any inductees here from 2003? Class of 2004? Anyone here from the class of 2005? The class of 2006? We have a couple of guys here from 2007. Mike Little Sr. and Ed D. Smith. Is there anyone else here from the 07 class that we might have missed? Anyone here from the class of 2008? From the class of 2009, Dr. Richard Butch Ferguson is here. Anyone else from the 09 class? Is there anyone here from the class of 2010? The class of 2011? We have one inductee from 2012, Frank Booker. Anyone else here from the 2012 class? From the class of 2013, Norman Bonds, Coach Larry Todd Patterson, and Tim Smith Coach. Anyone else here from 2013? Class of 2014. From the class of 2015, Mike Ron Horton is here. Is there anyone else from 2015? Anyone here from 2016? Class of 2017, Connie Vaughn is here. Are there any others from the class from 2017? From the class of 2018, Shannon Allen and Charles Cornelius are over here. Anyone else from 2018? From 2019, Coach Kenneth Adams, Mr. Joe Teal are both here. Anyone else from 2019? From 2020, Ken Gilliland is with us tonight. Anyone else from 2020? From 2022, Charlie Jimerson is here. Way back, just recently, made his 20th hole-in-one. Congratulations, way back. Coach Jones is here. Coach Jones, right back there. And here's two. And from the class of 2023, Bill Aaron, Jimmy Lee Griffin is here. And John Powell is here. All right, we have run through those, and we welcome all of you back to our induction ceremony tonight to celebrate these who are being inducted in 2024. Next, I want to introduce the Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame Board of Directors. Guys, when I call your name, please stand. Our president is Shannon Allen. He was the one handing out those contributor plaques. Vice President Richard Butch Ferguson, our Treasurer Frank Maxton, and our Secretary Ricky Smith are all here. And then our Board of Directors, Bill Aaron, Frank Baker, Mike Little Sr., Brad Kitchens, Kim Porch, Kevin Surrett, Patrick Williams, Jalen Jefferson is making pictures tonight, Barry Mayhall, Stacy Anderton, Jimmy Bradshaw, Jimmy, where are you? Back at the back. Philip Colley here. Rick Marsh, unable to be with us. Don't pray for Rick. He's recovering from an illness. And Mitch Shelton is here. So those are our board of directors. And the guys that put this thing on every year, and they do a great job. Want to make sure and point out our sponsors that have been running through the stream since you've been eating, and also in your program. We really appreciate all of those who have sponsored us over the past year. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to say. It's time to induct some folks. All right? Here's the way this works. So you're going to see a biographical video put together by Mr. John Finley, who is sitting right over here running those things. And you'll see the biographical video. The inductee after the video will come up, receive his plaque and his commemorative pin, and get his picture made, and then we'll come up here and give a speech that will be no more than 3 minutes. Okay? All right. I think we're ready to go. We're ready to dim the lights, Reed Smith and John. Let's take a look.
Ladies and gentlemen, Class of 2024 inductee, Dr. Thomas Alford. Dr. Thomas Alford was born on May 30th, 1948 in Albertville to James H. and Ruby Maddox Alford. Mr. Alford played guard on the 1927 Albertville team that finished with a 9-1 record. Thomas was the third son in the family. His oldest brother Jimmy played center and linebacker on the 9-1 team of 1954, was selected co-captain of the 11-man team chosen in 1957 as the all-time greatest Aggie players of the first 50 years, and was inducted into the Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame in 2006. The second brother, Bennett, was a great center and linebacker for the 1961 through 1963 Aggies. The brothers were bright students, and all three became Eagle Scouts and medical doctors. Their uncle, Tommy Maddox, was also an outstanding player and was a 2005 Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame inductee. Thomas joined the AHS varsity as a sophomore in 1963 for Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame coach G.B. Beasley. He was a skillful two-way starter as center, linebacker, and deep snapper. In his senior year, the 1965 Aggies had the best record of any Albertville team since 1954. The team went 8-1-1 and ended the season ranked 9th in Class 4A, the largest classification at that time. That year, the Aggies defeated Gadsden, Etowah, and Emma Sansom, as Thomas was an excellent blocker as the center and a headhunter at linebacker. He was selected All-County on both offense and defense and was selected as the Quarterback Club Most Outstanding Player, Scholastic Award winner, team co-captain, and the 1966 salutatorian of Albertville High School. His teammates included All-State players Larry Buchanan and Bobby Murphy, and Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame inductees Mike Little, Bill Aaron, and Ken Gilliland. In addition to being an accomplished football player, Thomas played baseball, ran track, and played trumpet and baritone in the AHS concert band. Many of his teammates received scholarships to play football in college, but Thomas wanted to go to the University of Alabama and become a medical doctor. However, after an impressive 1965 season, Alabama assistant football coach Dude Hennessy called and asked him to walk on as a freshman and possibly earn a scholarship. After much deliberation and with his father's advice, Thomas chose to follow his original plan to study pre-med at the university. Thomas graduated from Bama in 1970 with academic honors, including selection into Phi Eta Sigma and Phi Beta Kappa. He was accepted into the University of Alabama School of Medicine during the Vietnam War and enlisted in the U.S. Army Medical Corps. After medical school, he completed an internship in internal medicine, followed by a residency in pathology at Fitzsimmons Army Medical Center in Denver, Colorado. Major Alford completed his service as Chief of Clinical Pathology at the Dwight David Eisenhower Army Medical Center in Augusta, Georgia in 1981. Following his service, Thomas practiced pathology at Brookwood Medical Center with Cunningham Pathology Associates PC until his retirement in 2013. Thomas currently serves as the medical director for Southern Blood Services and Tesla Scientific Laboratories, LLC. He describes himself as a follower of Christ and is a member of the Third Presbyterian Church in Birmingham. He uses his medical training in a ministry that seeks to guide patients and their families through the often bewildering medical system of testing, reports, diagnosis, and treatment options. Thomas met Kelly Sanford at Alabama, and they married in 1970. They have 3 children, Russ, Josh, and Mary Claire, and 11 grandchildren. They are expecting their first great-grandchild in June on the date of their 54th wedding anniversary. Ladies and gentlemen, Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame Class of 2024 inductee, Dr. Thomas Alford.
Thomas will be awarded his plaque by one of his high school teammates, Mr. Bill Aaron. First, I would like to thank the officers of the board, the Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame. Shannon Allen, Rich Ferguson, Frank Baskin, and Ricky Smith. Can you hear me now? When Bill Aaron called me a few years ago and asked me if I would be willing to be part of this honor, he told me he was going to put me forward for this, I was surprised and honored. He, Mike Little, and Kim Gilbert, were all on that team on the over guys. They're all from the Hall of Fame. And so it's really about my teammates who got me. And my coach, Coach D. He's also all right. Coach D has put a lot more into us throughout our lives, football and football. He taught us to work hard, to have each other's backs, to play as a team, and he taught us to never quit. So we, throughout that season, he led us through all of that, which was a great season for all of us. Before he died, several of us had an opportunity to meet with him and have lunch with him and learn his wisdom again. And I can tell you that he never quit before God called him home. 54 years ago, I married my college sweetheart. And I can't tell you what a blessing it was. My wife, friend, mother, and grandmother has been to me and to all of my friends. What a blessing. Thank you, God has blessed me with 3 children. So the video, we're here tonight, and I really appreciate it. So I look back over those glorious days. You might think that those were the greatest days of my life. But not quite. Don't get me wrong, I love those days. The time we had together, the friendships we built, and the fire of competitive sports. But being a Hall of Famer wouldn't be a thing to me without my family, my friends who are here with me tonight. And you know who you are. You know how special you are to me. And I want you to know that these days, the here and now, y'all have made really become the most glorious days. So thank you. Thank you everybody for being here. And God,
With a varsity football career spanning high school and college, Bentley finished as a collegiate All-American.
Jordan Bentley can add another All-American nod to his mantle. The A&M running back was named a first-teamer by Hero Sports. He's the only player from the SWAC to be on the first-team offense. He rushed for a school record 1,483 yards and 18 touchdowns this past year. He also set 8 school records during his time on the Hill with the Bulldogs.
At Guntersville, he wore number 2, while twice rushing for over 300 yards in a game. In one of those games, he scored 7 touchdowns. Another game, he rushed the ball 44 times. Coach Dale Pruitt of Albertville once said of Jordan, he's the toughest high school player he has seen. Defense is where he really excels. He breaks on the ball as well as any player.
Albert back out on the field, 37. Here we go. Albert will throw it. Oh, it's intercepted by Bentley. He gets it up to 45 to 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown. Touchdown, Jordan Bentley on the interception. So Bentley scoring on offense and defense tonight.
A quote from Shannon Allen of the Sand Mountain Reporter. It might be years before Guntersville or Marshall County sees another player like him, if we ever do. While the Aggie band played at the snap of the ball, the harder JB played and the more he scored. The 5A Alabama High School Back of the Year in 2015 and Super 12 of Alabama. As the varsity starter, he and his teammates never lost a Marshall County game. They never lost a game at home and won 28 regular season games in a row and the overall career record of 34-4. When rushing and scoring, he holds all the records at GHS and Marshall County with 5,969 yards, 104 touchdowns, and a state record of 321 carries without a lost fumble. Next, it was off to Alabama A&M with his academic average of 92.6. Enjoy these highlights from the ESPN coverage of the Magic City Classic. The consensus All-American holds the career record of 8 touchdowns plus a 2-point conversion in the annual battle with Alabama State in the Magic City Classic at Legion Field, Birmingham.
Now look at this. Is this targeting? Watch Bentley. When he gets there, he's going to lower that helmet.
Woo! Just driving forward. Jordan Bentley just continues to lose the stickers on the top of his helmet. He says, I don't mind. I don't mind at all. Continue. Defeat Jordan Bentley on the inside, outside for the score. 4 rushes, 25 yards. It was all Jordan Bentley.
Get that man a new sticker. He deserved it. Hardcore running.
Well, he had a great performance last year, but he topped it. He leveled up today, 183 yards, and A&M, he gave them their first points since 9:55 to go back in the second quarter.
And if you're a senior, that's how you class it. 35 carries, 3 TDs.
They pitch it to Jordan Bentley. Bentley won't be denied. In for the 2-point conversion. All you have to do is just give it to number 1.
Nice play with the shovel pass. Fake a little sprint, take 2 steps to your right. Toss it forward, and you know the way that Bentley's been bouncing off of Hornet defenders, he was not going to be denied getting into the end zone.
In the Magic City Classic, Jordan Bentley What a performance by this young man. Helped will his team to victory. Every time they needed him, he came through.
As a senior, Bentley enjoyed a record-breaking season, claiming 7 Alabama A&M season and career rushing and scoring records. The first-team All-American All-SWAC Offensive Player of the Year and Magic City Classic MVP graduated in 3.5 years with honors, 3.79 GPA in civil engineering. He was one of 4 HBCU players from the state of Alabama to be invited at the expense of the NFL to Miami, Florida for workouts for the NFL that were canceled at the last minute because of COVID. Although contacted later about pro football, he chose to go on with his life as a senior project civil engineer with Weber Construction in Dallas, Texas. His career was in full swing, and he was now married to his high school sweetheart, Anna Kate Yancey. Ladies and gentlemen, our inductee, Jordan Bentley.
And Jordan will be awarded his plaque by board member Mitch Shelton. I think he can still play. Thank y'all for having me here tonight. I just want to say thank you to the committee. This is a wonderful honor to be nominated and inducted into the Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame. It's been a while since I've been back, but now that we've seen what the career had in total, I want to thank the people that got me here. I want to thank God for giving me the ability to be able to play, just to show what He did for me and how I could use my platform to promote Him. I want to thank my wife, Anna Kate, being here tonight. We've had a long journey. We started dating my sophomore year, the year I started, and it's been a journey through high school and college. And now here we are, we're in Dallas, and we have our little family, and we're continuing to grow each and every day. I want to thank my parents, my dad, my mom, giving me, when I was young, getting Pee Wee football, 5 and 6, starting young, and then continuing to grow all the way through high school and even into college. And then I want to thank the rest of my family that's here. I want to also thank the family that I got in marriage with, the Yanceys and the Atkinsons. And it's been a wonderful time. I love having the support around me. I wouldn't be here without them. I want to thank my coaches. We have Coach Kennedy and Coach Reese here today. They gave me the opportunity to excel and they gave me the opportunity to play at the next level, and I wouldn't be here. I also have my wonderful teammates, my classmates, that they put me in a position to succeed, to be inducted into this honor. It's been a long time since I've actually played football. It's 5 years this year, which doesn't seem like long, but in the grand scheme of things, it's truthfully a long time. My body feels better, but you do miss the days, you miss the camaraderie, you miss the friendships that you make along the way. But as I begin this new journey, I look back on those times, and although they're memorable times, I enjoy the life that I'm growing each and every day. I just want to thank you again for inducting me into this, and thank you for everything that y'all have done for us. Go Wildcats!
Ladies and gentlemen, class of 2024 inductee, Irby Gene Camp Sr. Organized football came to Marshall County in 1907 at the 7th District Agricultural School, now Albertville High School. In 1957, a group of 20 Albertville football enthusiasts met to choose the all-time greatest Aggie football players of the first 50 years. To this day, 10 of that famed 11 have been inducted into the Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame. Marion Abercrombie, also known as Abby and Junior, Joe Roberts, Ralph Reed, Neil Reed, Frank Reed, Travis Hunt, Jackie Morgan, Jimmy Alford, John Thomas, and Ed Neesmith. Tonight, the final member of that team, Herbie Gene Camp Sr., joins his teammates. Ed Neesmith, the quarterback on that all-time team, stated, "Herbie was one of the most talented athletes to ever play for AHS. He earned 4 varsity letters in 3 different sports, football, basketball, and baseball. Watching him play when I was an 11, 12-year-old youngster left a big impression on me. He was a running back that checked all of the boxes: running, passing, blocking, punting, tackling, and toughness." Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame inductee and sports writer for the Birmingham News, Albertville native Hal Hayes wrote, "Herbie fought like a Bengal tiger to escape any would-be tacklers who tried to deny him. He was like an elusive shadow that darts and dives and can never be tracked. He ran, passed, and punted with an ability and grace seldom seen at the high school level. The 6'1", 187-pound tailback earned All-State honors 2 years in 1947 and 48. Herbie Gene Camp was born on May 11, 1931 in Albertville to Will and Gladys Doster Camp. He had a brother, Larry Dunn, and a sister, Virginia. Raised mostly by his grandfather, Fred Doster, Herbie had daily chores working on the family farm near Albertville. In addition to his chores, Herbie started playing sports as a 7th grader at AHS. He became a 4-year starter for the Aggies in 3 sports: football, basketball, and baseball. As a junior and senior, Herbie played for Marshall County and Southern Mississippi Halls of Fame coach Thomas Scoot Howard. Herbie became an outstanding running back and a great punter. He once punted a 70-yard quick kick. Following an outstanding high school career, he signed a scholarship to play football at Southern Mississippi. He played tailback for the Golden Eagles until he received a career-ending knee injury his freshman year. Following the injury, Herbie Gene returned to Albertville to work on the family farm. He was also asked to assist the new head football coach, Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame inductee Vernon Wells, and junior high coach James Puny Jolly with football, basketball, and baseball. He also coached youth league football and little league baseball and was vice president of the league for many years. In 1989, Camp was honored by his hometown at the AHS Cavalcade of Sports Banquet held at the Albertville Recreation Center. In the 1960s, Herbie opened the iconic Cricket Hall on Highway 431, selling sporting goods, hunting equipment, and camping supplies. He operated that store and was a constant figure around AHS sports until he passed away on March 7, 1998. Herbie and his wife Betty Harris Camp had 3 children, daughters Terry and Tricia, and a son, Herbie Gene Jr., who was an outstanding center and linebacker for the Aggies and also played baseball. The Camps have 5 grandchildren and numerous great-grandchildren. Ladies and gentlemen, Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame Class of 2024 inductee, Herbie Gene Camp Sr.
Accepting on behalf of Herbie Camp Sr. is Mr. Herbie Camp Jr. He will be awarded his dad's plaque and pin by board member Mike Little Sr.
Well, Jimmy Carnes is laying a law there to me to not start preaching. Okay. It's an honor to receive this award from my dad. He's a great man, a great athlete, great family man, and it's an honor to be able to accept this. And I wish him and my mother could be here. They would enjoy it. Of course, Daddy was the type that you would say, we want you to come to a banquet. He'd say, no, I'll just stay home. You know, he was, well, I can't say he was humble, let's put it that way, he was just stubborn. Many stories about my dad playing ball. Heard a lot of them about how tough he was, about how mean he was. And there's a lot of stories about him where he did a teammate's leg because he thought it was a competitor's leg. And a lot of them. But one of the stories that I want to tell about my dad tonight that I was told by several of his teammates was they was playing a big game. And he broke a run for several yards, and they got him down his big pilot. And they said they pulled people off and everything, and got, everybody off of it, and he's laying there, not moving, looked like he was dead. Said the coach run out there and said, Herbie, you all right? Said he looked up and winked at him and said, yeah, how's the crowd taking it? So y'all that know him know how my daddy was. And it's a very, very humbling experience to accept this for my father tonight. We want to thank everybody that's in this group, and thank you for your giving and remembering. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, class of 2024 inductee, Irby Gene Camp Sr. Organized football came to Marshall County in 1907 at the 7th District Agricultural School, now Albertville High School. In 1957, a group of 20 Albertville football enthusiasts met to choose the all-time greatest Aggie football players of the first 50 years. To this date, 10 of that famed 11 have been inducted into the Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame. Marion Abercrombie, also known as Abby and Jr., Joe Roberts, Ralph Reed, Neil Reed, Frank Reed, Travis Hunt, Jackie Morgan, Jimmy Alford, John Thomas, and Ed Neesmith. Tonight, the final member of that team, Irby Gene Camp Sr., joins his teammates. Ed Neesmith, the quarterback on that all-time team, stated, Irby was one of the most talented athletes to ever play for AHS. He earned 4 varsity letters in 3 different sports, football, basketball, and baseball. Watching him play when I was an 11, 12-year-old youngster left a big impression on me. He was a running back that checked all of the boxes: running, passing, blocking, punting, tackling, and toughness. Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame inductee and sports writer for the Birmingham News, Albertville native Hal Hayes wrote, Irby fought like a Bengal tiger to escape any would-be tacklers who tried to deny him. He was like an elusive shadow that darts and dives and can never be trapped. He ran, passed, and punted with an ability and grace seldom seen at the high school level. The 6'1", 187-pound tailback earned all-state honors 2 years in 1947 and 48. Irby Gene Camp was born on May 11, 1931 in Albertville to Will and Gladys Doster Camp. He had a brother, Larry Dunn, and a sister, Virginia. Raised mostly by his grandfather, Fred Doster, Irby had daily chores working on the family farm near Albertville. In addition to his chores, Irby started playing sports as a 7th grader at AHS. He became a 4-year starter for the Aggies in 3 sports, football, basketball, and baseball. As a junior and senior, Irby played for Marshall County and Southern Mississippi Halls of Fame coach Thomas Scoop Howard. Irby became an outstanding running back and a great punter. He once punted a 70-yard quick kick. Following an outstanding high school career, he signed a scholarship to play football at Southern Mississippi. He played tailback for the Golden Eagles until he received a career-ending knee injury his freshman year. Following the injury, Irby Gene returned to Albertville to work on the family farm. He was also asked to assist the new head football coach, Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame inductee Vernon Wells, and junior high coach James Puny Jolly with football, basketball, and baseball. He also coached Youth League football and Little League baseball and was vice president of the league for many years. In 1989, Camp was honored by his hometown at the AHS Cavalcade of Sports Banquet, held at the Albertville Recreation Center. In the 1960s, Irby opened the iconic Cricket Hall on Highway 431, selling sporting goods, hunting equipment, and camping supplies. He operated that store and was a constant figure around AHS sports until he passed away on March 7, 1998. Irby and his wife Betty Harris Camp had 3 children, daughters Terry and Tricia, and a son, Irby Jean Jr., who was an outstanding center and linebacker for the Aggies and also played baseball. The Camps have 5 grandchildren and numerous great-grandchildren. Ladies and gentlemen, Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame Class of 2024 inductee, Irby Jean Camp Sr.
Accepting on behalf of Irby Camp Sr. is Mr. Irby Camp Jr. He will be awarded his dad's plaque and him by board member Mike Little Sr.
Well, Jimmy Carnes is laying the law there 2 weeks to not start preaching. It's an honor to receive this award from my dad. He's a great man, a great athlete, great family man, and it's an honor to be able to accept this. And I wish him and my mother could be here. That they enjoyed it. Of course, Daddy was the type that you would say, "We want you to come to a banquet." He'd say, "No, I'll just stay home." You know, he was, well, I can't say he was humble, let's put it that way, he was just stubborn. Many stories about my dad playing ball. Heard a lot of them about how tough he was, about how mean he was. And there's a lot of stories about him where he did a teammate's leg, probably thought it was a competitor's leg, and a lot of them. But one of the stories that I want to tell about my dad tonight that I was told by several of his teammates was they was playing a big game, and he broke a run for several yards, and they got him down as a big pilot. And they said they pulled people off and everything, and got, everybody off of it, and he was laying there, not moving, looked like he was dead. Said the coach run out there and said, "Irby, you all right?" Said he looked up and winked at him and said, "Yeah, how's the crowd taking it?" So y'all that know him know how my daddy was. And it's a very, very humbling experience to accept this for my father tonight. We want to thank everybody that's in this group, and thank you for your giving and remembering. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Class of 2024 inductee, Philip Colley. Philip Glenn Colley was born in Gunnersville on April 13, 1957, to Paul and Bernice Colley. He has 3 sisters, Doylene, Willa Sue, and Paula. The family lived in the Cottonville, Hebron area of Marshall County. Sadly, their father passed away when Philip was only 9, and their mother raised all 4 children alone. Philip attended the Hebron School where he got his start in athletics. Mr. William Barnard Baker, the principal, coached an elementary softball team that played Warrington, Whitesville, Swearingen, Pleasant Grove, and other elementary school teams. In 1969, Philip went to Claysville School and played basketball and baseball for 3 years under Coach Harry Douglas. The coach taught the fundamental skills, love of competition, and motivation that would propel Philip to play at Guntersville High School. He always listened to Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame broadcaster Bill Yancey calling GHS games on the radio and dreamed of the day that he would be a Wildcat. Philip entered GHS in 1972 and became a member of the varsity basketball and baseball teams until his graduation in 1975. As a senior, he played basketball for Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame coach Jim Rhodes. The Cats finished the year with a 31-2 record and won both the Marshall County Championship and the 3A State Championship. Philip also played baseball for the Wildcats. As center fielder, he had a .350 batting average, was selected to the All-Marshall County team, and played in the 1975 Huntsville Lions Club East-West All-Star Game. After graduation, Philip attended Snead State for 2 years. His goal was to become a coach, and he began taking steps to pursue that dream. In 1977-78, Philip worked as a volunteer assistant for the Wildcats under Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame head coach Jackie Thrower. The team finished 30-2 and were Marshall County champions. Philip then enrolled at Auburn University and worked as a counselor and coach for the Sonny Smith basketball camp and as a volunteer assistant coach for the Tigers. The team finished second in the SEC and made their first trip to the NCAA tournament. In 1984-85, Philip served as a graduate assistant for Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame head coach Bill Jones at Jacksonville State University. The Gamecocks went 16-0 in the Gulf South Conference and won both the conference championship and the NCAA Division II National Championship. From 1983 to 95, Philip served as head basketball coach at Mortimer Jordan High School, Pinson High School, Fort Payne High School, and Buckhorn High School. His Buckhorn teams were Madison County champions and area champs for 2 years, and the 5A Boys State champions in 1995. Coach Colley earned county, area, region, Huntsville Times, and state Coach of the Year awards. In 1996, Coach Colley returned to GHS as head basketball coach and assistant principal. During his tenure, the Wildcats won 3 area and 3 regional championships, the regional and Marshall County tournaments, and were the 1996-97 Class 4A state runner-up, losing to Alexandria by 3 points in the finals. In addition to basketball, Philip also coached boys tennis, winning 5 county championships and 5 finishes in the state's top 5. Philip is married to Patricia Duncan Colley and has 3 children, Clayton, Austin Elizabeth, and Cabin. Clay was all-county and all-area in football and basketball and section tennis champion. Austin was a member of the 2005 state championship tennis team and earned a scholarship to play at Snead. Cabin excelled in football and won second place in the high jump on the GHS state championship track and field team. Philip also has 5 grandchildren. He is a leader in his community, serving on the boards of Christian Men's Job Corps, Child Advocacy, Tennessee Valley Family Services as the president, and president of Methodist Men. Ladies and gentlemen, Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame Class of 2024 inductee, Philip Colley.
And Coach Colley will be presented his plaque and pin by board member Mitch Shelton.
I'm not sure I can say my name in 3 minutes, but I'm going to try to get through this. So, Dr. Curtis will take the jerky off the stage. I've got a list. I didn't do this. I want to say thanks to the committee for voting me in. Thanks to Coach Rose, my high school coach, for nominating me. My wife, Patricia, who accepts me, who just my mother, my 3 sisters. We couldn't have any better family than what I've had in my life. Nieces, nephews, been tremendous in my life. Dear friends, I've got a couple of friends Saylor, Adeline, Bowman, Brooks, Jenkins, Malin, Duncan, Fisher, and Hunter. And I would like to thank Dixie Copeland and her family for being a big influence. Coach Douglas at Claysville, he taught me fundamentals of basketball. And I've never seen a basketball until I got to Claysville in the 7th grade. And but he showed me how to play. And that I'll be forever indebted to him for that, because if it had been anybody else, I doubt I'd ever play basketball. He also got sick during the 7th grade county tournament, and a friend of mine, Mark Kennedy, teammate, and I coached the 7th grade to the county tournament. So it was my first coaching job, I guess. Coach Crowley, tremendous influence. The 72 team was so exciting and fun to watch, and then he let me help with the JV, and he coached the varsity there. So I was very appreciative of that, and that was really my second coaching job. And Coach Rose, there's not enough time for me to tell you how much that man has meant to me in my life. He taught me how to win in a lot of ways, not just in basketball. But, he was a no-nonsense coach, had to be with some of the players that we had. We had some men on that team. I'm really appreciative of him. Coach Smith, Sonny Smith at all. He had no position for me, but since he knew about Kent Looney from Guntersville, we had a connection. So he allowed me to hang around, and I got a lot of stuff out of it with him. Coach Jones at Jacksonville State. I see Johnny Bellum in the crowd. He and I both have reaped the benefits of Coach Jones. He helped me to understand what I needed to do in my tempo, is up the tempo, pressure offensively and defensively. And he was a great influence on me. He's been there for me a lot of times in my life. I've got players here from the 2 teams that made it to the finals of the state tournament, and I can't tell you how similar these guys are. They're winners. When I gave instructions, they never thought to react to me, and we could laugh and have a good time, but when the lights came on and you stepped between the lines, they were serious. I mean, they were fighting. I had a couple of really good coaches, Coach Clements and Coach Bowen. If it wasn't for them, it never would have been successful. They really were such an addition to help me with coaching. I've got a story that tells you about decisions that you make in your life. I was a 6th man on probably one of the best high school basketball teams to ever play in the state of Alabama. Started 5, it was great. But when the tournament time came around, I would sit on the bench because we beat everybody, like 20, 30, 40 points. I'd sit on the bench with the starters. And I took that as a slide, because when I played with the starters, I didn't have to score. They would score. But I wanted to score. I was selfish. So I wanted to play when the game was out of hand. But I thought I'd call Coach Rose hand. So I came up on that guy for a team, and I said, Coach Rose, I'm thinking about quitting. Yeah, that was stupid. He looked at me and he said, Greg, your uniform, and my heart was sunk. And so I went down to the uniform. He took me into his office, we sat down, and I don't know how long we talked. But when we left there, if he had said, I'll let you carry your water, you can still be on this team, I would have done it. But he never held that against me. And if I had quit, I never would have been a member of the state championship team. And who knows where my life would have been after that. So thankful to Coach Rose
Ladies and gentlemen, class of 2024 inductee, Jimmy Jones. Jimmy Jones was born on October 1st, 1958 in Albertville to James and Martha Jones. James worked for the Blount County Road Department and owned his own business as a surveyor. Martha was a homemaker, then became the secretary at Aniana High School. Jimmy has 3 older siblings, sister Donna Heath and brothers Alan Jones and Steve Jones, and a younger brother, Mike Jones. Jimmy played youth football, basketball, and baseball in Aniana. He was a 4-sport athlete at Aniana High School, participating in basketball, baseball, track, and cross country. As a 2-year starter on the basketball team, Jimmy led the Redskins to the Blount County Championship 2 consecutive seasons. He qualified for the AHSAA state track and field meet all 4 years of high school, finishing as the state runner-up in the high jump in 1976. In the fall of 1975, Jimmy and the Aniana cross country team won the AHSAA Class A 2A state championship. He is a 1976 graduate of OHS. Following graduation, Jimmy signed a track and field scholarship with Jacksonville State University. His specialty was the high jump, in which he went undefeated his first 2 seasons. He finished in the top 5 in the Gulf South Conference Track and Field Championships all 4 years as a Gamecock. His senior year, he finished second, and he still holds the Jack State high jump record with a height of 7 feet. He graduated with a bachelor's degree from JSU in 1980, then went on and got his master's degree and educational specialist degree. Jimmy was hired as a teacher and coach at his alma mater, Aniana High School, for the 1983-84 school year. He was a junior high and varsity assistant football coach, coached JV boys basketball, and led the junior high girls basketball team to an undefeated season. He also coached the track and field teams, where several of his athletes were state champions. The next year, 2019 Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame inductee Joe Teal hired Jimmy to teach English and PE at Kate Duncan Smith Daughters of the American Revolution High School in Grant. Jimmy coached junior high boys basketball, winning 4 straight Marshall County championships. In 1989, Coach Jones moved up to coach the DAR JV boys basketball squad, adding 2 more county titles to his resume in 1992 and 93. He won 250 games on the junior high and JV level. Jimmy also coached cross country and track and field for the Patriots. He coached cross country from 1985 to 99, had 7 all-state runners, and the team finished 3rd in the state cross country meet in 1995. He also coached the DAR track and field team from 1984 to 1999, where he coached 5 state champions. In 1988, the Patriots won the Class A-2A sectional track and field meet. After the spring of '99, he stepped away from cross country and track and field because he was named the head girls basketball coach at DAR beginning with the 1999-2000 season. Coach Jones's tenure as the Lady Patriots head coach was prolific. For the next 17 seasons, he would lead the Lady Patriots to 356 wins, 11 area championships, 11 Northeast Regional Tournament appearances, and 9 Northeast Regional Finals, winning 5. DAR made 5 AHSAA Final Four appearances in 2000, 2004, 2007, 2008, and 2010. The Lady Patriots won at least 23 games in 11 of his 17 seasons as head coach. They also won the Marshall County Championship in 2009 and 2011. 18 Lady Patriots had the opportunity to play at the collegiate level, including his daughter Emily, who played at Snead State and UAH. In 2006, Jimmy was selected to coach the North All-Stars in the AHSAA North-South All-Star basketball game. He was named Marshall County Coach of the Year on 3 occasions. After the 2015-16 school year, Coach Jones transferred to Asbury High School as their head girls basketball coach. He has just finished his 8th year as head coach and is the winningest girls coach in Asbury history. Combining his win totals as a junior high, JV, and varsity head coach, Coach Jones's teams have won over 700 games, and he continues to coach the Lady Rams. He has clinched more regional tournament and Final Four berths than any other coach, boys or girls, in the history of Marshall County basketball. On August 3, 1985, Jimmy married the former Carol Pace of Oxford. They have 4 children. Their daughter Emily teaches at Asbury and is currently taking time off to raise their babies. She formerly coached the JV girls team at Asbury. She is married to Jim Nelson, who is an assistant football and baseball coach at Albertville High School. Son Riley is an English teacher at Piedmont High School and is the assistant girls varsity basketball coach. He is a former head coach at Munford, giving the Jones family 3 head varsity basketball coaches in the family. Riley is married to the former Chandler Burgess. Son Eli teaches PE at Asbury High School and is the head boys varsity basketball coach for the Rams. Son Jay is a student at Jacksonville State pursuing a degree in dietetics and nutrition and works at F45 Training Center in Oxford. He played college basketball at Snead State. Jimmy and Carol have 4 grandchildren, Jonesy and Jimmer Nelson, and Pace and Mary Hollis Jones. Jimmy and Carol are longtime members of First Baptist Church Boaz, where they have taught elementary Sunday school for 23 years and have served on mission trips to Montana with their church. Ladies and gentlemen, Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame Class of 2024 inductee, Jimmy Jones.
Time hasn't started yet, has it? Good evening. It's great to see everybody. Appreciate everybody coming out supporting this event. First, I'd like to just get on the floor to God because this will be possible. My coaching career has definitely been blessed. I congratulate the other inductees. I'm going to be inducted at the same time. And I want to thank Coach Frank Baker from Asbury for nominating me. Also, I want to thank the committee for selecting and voting me. And I consider this a huge honor. It only took me 41 years to get in. I want to mention a few people who have been instrumental in this journey. I'm sure over the span of 4 decades, I've lived some people out. They deserve to be mentioned. Know that you're appreciated. And don't get upset at me if you do, because my wife wrote this speech. So that's not the first time I've brought up this. And probably the last. Talking about my wife, she's been my biggest supporter. She's been a heart and soul behind the coaching scene in my career. Without her love and support, there's no way I'd still be coaching. I really appreciate her. Love her. My kids, Emily, Riley, Eli, and Jay. Y'all saw them on the video, so just a source of pride for me. They've been involved in every aspect of my coaching. Drone, manager, water boy, technician, video technicians, even assistant coaches while I was at Asbury. I'm real proud of them. I'm more proud of the adults that they become and what they represent. Just so proud of them. My parents, at a young age, instilled in me a love for family. I didn't know how important family was, and it is. Teamwork. They were always on the same page. You couldn't pit one against the other and get very far. Importance of going to church every time the doors were open. A great work ethic and positivity. When I first went to DER in 1984, Mr. Joe Till was the principal there. And, he was a great role model for me. And had a very positive influence on me. I appreciate Mr. Till. He's in the family now. Also, Coach Kurt Jones, he just finished winning the junior high state championship. He's a tremendous coach and a great friend. I I always call Coach Jones and he's ready to analyze ball games with me, and I really appreciate him. Coach John Myers and Diane Myers were the track coaches when I first got there. Very knowledgeable about track, and they made my coaching experience at track very enjoyable. I appreciate them. Coach Johnny Pelham is the athletic director at Asbury High School, and Dr. Clay Weber is the principal at Asbury High School. And they do a fantastic job. They put us in the best situation they can for us to be successful. And I really appreciate them. My last 8 years at Asbury have been very, very enjoyable. And in closing, I'd like to thank all my ex-players, all my past players, present players, and their parents. I really didn't make a single shot, score a single point. Players win games. And without their sacrifice, blood, sweat, and tears, I would be here today. So I really appreciate all of them. And humbly thank you again for this tremendous honor. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, class of 2024 inductee, Patrick Lemons. Patrick Lemons was born on June 27, 1973, to Chris Bishop and Larry Lemons in Arab, Alabama. Pat also had an older brother, Wesley, who is deceased. Wesley played baseball and was on the all-county golf team at AHS. Pat played junior high football at Arab under coaches Ken Plunkett and Ronnie Graham, and basketball under coaches Chris Leak and Don Laney. He made both the all-county football and basketball teams as an 8th grader. Following the 8th grade, the family moved to Rainbow Crossing in Blount County, and Patrick played football, basketball, and baseball at J.B. Pennington High School in the 9th and 10th grades. As a sophomore, Pat played running back and also returned punts and kickoffs as the Tigers went to the second round of the AHSAA playoffs that year. In 1991, the Lemons family returned to Arab for Patrick's final 2 years of high school. Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame coach Larry "Pod" Patterson was the head football coach, and the Knights would go on to have outstanding teams during his tenure there. In 1991, the Knights went 7-3, and Lemons, now 5'10" and 170 pounds, rushed for 1,703 yards on 216 carries, scored 26 touchdowns, averaged over 7 yards per carry, and also threw a TD pass. In the 1992 season, the Knights had another winning season, and Pat ran for 1,411 yards on 201 carries, averaged over 6 yards per carry, and scored 16 TDs. In those 2 years, he also totaled over 800 yards on punt and kickoff returns. In Patrick's 2 years at AHS, he was a 2-time All-Marshall County and All-Area running back. He was also selected to the All-State team by the Birmingham News and the Alabama Sports Writers Association as a junior. Patrick was also an exceptional player for the Knights in basketball and baseball. For Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame coach Bill Horton, he led the basketball team in 3-point percentage, was second on 2-point goals, and received the Hustle Award as a senior. Lemons was also an exceptional catcher in baseball under coach Steve Street. He received all-county and all-area recognitions for 2 years. As a senior, he was the offensive MVP, played in the East-West All-Star Game in Huntsville, and was invited to the Florida State Seminole Select Baseball School. Patrick became a coach and coached for 21 years at several schools, including Gunnersville, Brindley Mountain, Holly Pond, Pickens County, and Brewer. He also had the opportunity and joy to coach both of his sons, Gunner and Logan. Patrick is currently employed in the transportation department for Morgan County Schools and has a food truck business that services athletic events, festivals, and other community activities. He and Chrissa have 2 sons. Gunner played football at Gunnersville High School, served in the U.S. Air Force, and has 2 children, Brody and Nora. Logan played sports at both Brewer and Brindley Mountain and is also in the U.S. Air Force. He and his wife Jesselyn live in Huleco and are expecting their first child. For many years, Patrick and Chrissa have also served as foster parents, taking in homeless children for short-term or long-term stays and providing them with a stable home environment. Ladies and gentlemen, Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame Class of 2024 inductee, Patrick Lemons.
not sure I can read this thing at the same time on this microphone. Okay, here we go. Yes. It is such an honor to be here tonight to be inducted into the Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame. I'm so grateful, as the other inductees are as well. I'd like to begin by my recognition with my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for the ability that allowed me to participate in sports and all the blessings He's given me, because without Him none of this would be possible. I would like to thank the committee for the induction. It is an honor. It is an honor, and I shall forever remain humble for the recognition I have received. For the last 35 years, I have been fortunate enough to play and coach numerous athletics, high school and youth. We have all heard the saying, there is no I in team, and as players and coaches, we strive to learn and teach this kind of message. So allow me to state categorically that although this is a personal award, it is and always will remain a result of dedicated teamwork involving coaches, teammates, and countless others. Growing up with Friday after A-Route and the Rainbow Crossing in Bluff County, I couldn't have possibly imagined to one day stand before you and receive this recognition, especially in the company of so many great men and women. You have provided exceptional leadership to Marshall County and communities you currently live in and positively change lives. To all my coaches, I now know more than ever the meaning of tough love, hard work, and dedication. Because let's be honest, I was once on the path that could have gone any way. You were coaching me hard, not just for that moment, but for times down the road when life got hard. My reaction would be key parts of my life. I watched how to work hard to be a great husband, father, and member of society. And even though I've fallen short many times, I was able to take lessons learned from you, each of you, and apply them. Thank you. Quick story about life lessons. I played for two Hall of Fame head coaches, Coach Patterson and Coach Ward. And I learned how to get on the refs from them, to be honest with you. And apparently, it must not be the best way to watch them, because evidently when the ref comes to you at halftime and you're not on the field, you're not between the lines, you're out to the field house, it is still not okay to tell you how bad it is, because he's a little slip throw you out there. And also, there's not, I got thrown out of the game one time, a basketball game, and I got sent to the locker room. And, well, I remember Bill Wharton, when I was a kid, he also got thrown out of the ball game, and he went to the locker room, and he got caught speaking out the door, got another technical, got in trouble. Well, I tried it, the same exact thing happened also. So yeah, great memories with my coaches. And in closing, I would like to thank my family. My dad, Mary Evans, my mom, Chris Bishop, and my brother, Wesley Evans. You taught me everything and never missed anything. My dad and brother have passed, but so many fond memories. Like I'm a pastor for hours. My whole entire family Friday night would have been out there and do curveballs for hours and hours and hours. And that's just the kind of stuff we did. To my niece Cecily, who my family raised after my brother passed, I love you and can't be proud. To my boys, Gunnar and Logan, thank you for standing by me and sharing with me throughout all your lives. While I coached, it wasn't easy, but you always made the best out of it. My founding motto became, we can do anything for a year. In case you didn't know, my family was very, very competitive. My boys have often asked me, along with other people through the years, who was the most athletic in our family. And I guess it's the best time I can still tell you. To be honest with you, it's still me.
Ladies and gentlemen, class of 2024 inductee, Blake Martin. David Blake Martin was born on June 19, 1986 in Gadsden, Alabama, to David and Kayla Martin of Boaz. David has been the senior pastor at Mount Vernon Baptist Church for 24 years, and Kayla is a policy nurse with Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama. Blake has a younger sister, Heather, who was a Boaz High School cheerleader under Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame inductee Deanne Ashley and teaches at Albertville Elementary School. Blake played baseball and basketball in the Boaz Recreation Center leagues as a youth. When Blake was 11, the Martins moved to New Orleans for 2 years so that David could attend seminary. While living there, Blake played for the Kenilworth baseball team. They went 25-0 and won the New Orleans City Championship. After moving back to Boaz, Blake continued playing in youth leagues and on travel teams like the Bama Bombers and Madison Monarchs. Blake entered Boaz High School in the fall of 2000. He was a 4-year letterman on the basketball team for Coach Eric Dyer and Coach Lance Kitchens. He also served as the mascot for the Boaz football team, donning the pirate costume and leading the team onto the field each Friday night. Baseball, however, was Blake's calling card. His crafty, powerful left-handed delivery from the pitcher's mound earned him the nickname Snake. After spending his freshman year on the JV and making a spot appearance occasionally on the varsity, he became a full-time varsity Pirate during his sophomore campaign. As an underclassman, Snake honed his velocity and control under BHS head coach Eric Whaley and pitching coach, fellow 2024 inductee Coach Drew Knowles. In 2004, Blake's senior year, Coach Nicky Dixon became the Pirates' head coach, and the pitching staff excelled. Blake and his mound mates broke the AHSAA state record for most strikeouts in a season with 387, a standard that stood for 15 years. Blake posted an 8-3 record with a .46 ERA and struck out 160 batters while walking only 16. Snake earned numerous individual accolades, including being named the Marshall County Player of the Year, being selected Class 4A All-State by the Alabama Sports Writers Association, and playing in the East-West All-Star Game. The Pirates won the Marshall County Tournament that year as well. For his career, he finished with 352 strikeouts, which was 9th all-time in AHSAA history. After graduating from BHS, Blake signed to play baseball at Birmingham Southern College for legendary coach Brian Shoup. At the time, Birmingham Southern was an NCAA Division I school. While at BSC, Blake was a key cog in the Panthers' success. In April 2006, he was honored as the Big South Conference Pitcher of the Week. The Panthers were Big South Conference champions in 2006. While a player at BSC, Blake also pitched in the Northwood Summer Collegiate Baseball League, the most elite summer league in the country for prospective major leaguers. As a member of the Waterloo Bucks of Waterloo, Iowa, he made the league's All-Star team in 2005 and was named the number 3 prospect in the Northwoods League by Baseball America magazine. In 2007, he was named the number 9 prospect in the league as a member of the Wisconsin Woodchucks by Baseball America. In May of 2006, Birmingham Southern dropped from NCAA Division I to Division III and did not offer athletic scholarships anymore. As a result, Blake lost his scholarship. Coach Shoup knew Blake's career needed to continue, so he contacted Hall of Fame coach Skip Bertman at LSU, a 5-time national champion. Bertman liked the rangy lefty and offered Blake a scholarship. During the 2008 season, Blake became the Friday night starter. LSU won the SEC West and swept through the SEC tournament. Blake got the win in Game 2 of the tournament over Vanderbilt. The Tigers hosted the NCAA Regional and defeated UC Irvine to win the regional. Blake started in LSU's regional win over Southern Miss and got a no decision. After winning the regional, the Tigers qualified for the College World Series at legendary Rosenblatt Stadium in Omaha, Nebraska. Blake was tabbed the Game 3 starter against North Carolina, facing elimination. Unfortunately, the Tigers lost the game and were eliminated. Individual honors for Snake included being named the Louisiana Sports Writers Player Pitcher of the Week for April 21st through 29th, 2008. He was also selected to the SEC All-Academic Honor Roll and the SEC Tournament All-Tournament Team. Blake finished the year with a 5-3 record and started 18 games for the Tigers, which tied for the SEC lead in games started. He recorded 81 strikeouts and 37 walks in 88 2/3 innings and limited opponents to just a .252 batting average. Blake was drafted by the Minnesota Twins in the 17th round of the 2008 Major League Baseball draft. He spent 6 years in the Twins organization at affiliates in Elizabethton, Tennessee, rookie, Beloit, Wisconsin, A-ball, Fort Myers, Florida, Advanced A, New Britain, Connecticut, AA, and Rochester, New York, AAA. He pitched in 191 minor league games, mainly as a middle reliever, winning 19 games and saving 4. On November 23, 2013, Blake married the former Ashley McMaster from Shreveport, Louisiana. The couple have 2 children, daughter Dottie and son Carver. Blake currently works as a senior software engineer at Southwest Airlines. Ashley is director of sales at a software company. The family now lives in Dallas, Texas, where Blake plays baseball with the North Texas Amateur Baseball League's Dallas Panthers. Ladies and gentlemen, Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame Class of 2024 inductee, Blake Martin.
She always referred to me as the golden child and always thought that she lived in my shadow. So the fact that she's here tonight getting to relive all those traumatic experiences, thank you so much. My wife Ashley, you also saw her as well. We met at LSU 18 years ago, I think. She was with me at LSU while I was playing professionally. So that's Ashley. All my coaches, y'all saw them mentioned in the show as well. Coach Knowles is here tonight, and I'll hear more about him soon. But Coach Dixon and Coach Whaley for 3 years. They did a great job coaching baseball, but also helped us to be better people off the field. And my parents. They spent time, money, emotions, physically, mentally, just everything. Couldn't have done it without them. And my late grandmother, she was probably my biggest fan outside of my parents. And they would travel to all the way Wisconsin and Connecticut and Florida and pretty much all over the country to watch me play. So thanks to them. And that's it. Oh, I had a long time. Thank you so much again.
Ladies and gentlemen, Class of 2024 inductee, Drew Knowles. Drew Chadrick Knowles was born on September 4th, 1973 in Boaz to Gary and Sheila Knowles. Drew has an older sister, Shelly Massey, and a younger brother, Jason Knowles. Drew participated in youth baseball and basketball leagues through the Boaz Recreation Center. As a student at Boaz High School, he lettered in baseball, basketball, and football. He was an all-Marshall County and all-area performer during his junior and senior years in both football and baseball. He missed a good portion of his senior year due to injury, but still led the football team with 3 interceptions from his safety position. Drew graduated from BHS in 1991. He signed a scholarship to play baseball at Snead State under Red Calvert and 2010 Hall of Fame inductee Gary Ledbetter. While a student at Snead, Drew began coaching football and basketball at Boaz Middle School. After transferring to Jacksonville State University, Drew continued coaching at Boaz, adding baseball to his resume as well. During his senior year at Jack State, Drew was given the BHS defensive coordinator position under head coach Randy Lill. Drew graduated from JSU in 1995 with a bachelor's degree in physical education. In the fall of 1995, Drew got a job teaching PE at Asbury Junior High. While at Asbury, he was an assistant football and basketball coach at Boaz. After 1 year at Asbury, he moved to Corley Elementary and continued coaching football, basketball, and baseball at Boaz Middle and Boaz High. In 2000, he was named the 19th head football coach at his alma mater. For the next 13 years, Coach Knowles and the Pirates would enjoy great success, including an unprecedented 7 wins in a row over Albertville. His 2002 and 2003 teams won 10 and 11 games respectively, and both reached the quarterfinal round of the Class 4A state playoffs. Under his leadership, Boaz High School had numerous All-Marshall County, All-Region, and All-State performers. By the time his Boaz tenure ended, Drew was the all-time winningest coach in BHS history with an 80 and 63 record, and he led the Pirates to 9 playoff appearances. He also continued to coach basketball and baseball, mentoring pitchers like fellow 2024 inductee Blake Martin. After the 2012 season, Coach Knowles was hired as the head football coach and athletic director at Etowah High School. His 6 years with the Blue Devils were ultra successful. He compiled a 52-19 record and had a winning season every year. His 2017 and 2018 teams won a combined 23 games, both falling in the quarterfinals of the Class 5A state playoffs. His 2018 team scored 410 points, while holding opponents to just 113 points on the year. Drew also served as head tennis coach at EHS for 4 years, leading the women's team to the AHSAA state tournament on 2 occasions. In 2019, Drew was named the head football coach and athletic director at Westbrook Christian School in Rainbow City. His 2020 team notched another double-digit win season, winning 10 games. 2 of his Warrior teams made the playoffs, both making it to the second round. He stayed at Westbrook 4 years and had a 27-17 record as head coach. He also was a varsity assistant basketball coach for 3 years and head tennis coach for 1 year. His women's team qualified for the state tournament. His last 2 years at Westbrook, Drew served the school as assistant principal. Coach Knowles retired from teaching and coaching in 2023, boasting a 159-99 record as a varsity head football coach, with 17 playoff appearances and 5 10-win seasons in 23 years. Drew has accumulated many honors in his career. He was Region Coach of the Year 5 times, Marshall County Coach of the Year 6 times, was selected to coach in the North-South All-Star Game in 2003, and was chosen to represent the state of Alabama at the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio for USA Football. Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been important to Drew during his career. The FCA Bowl, started by Coach Knowles and Boaz in 2008, became nationally recognized. He has been an FCA huddle leader for 23 years. Additionally, he has spent 25 years in youth ministry at Concord Baptist Church in Painter, First Baptist Church in Atala, and currently at Life Church of Boaz. He is also now employed as an ambassador for FCA and ministers to students in schools in Marshall County and surrounding areas. He was named the Atala Citizen of the Year in 2015. On June 3, 1995, Drew married the former Michelle Colvin of Geraldine. Michelle teaches first grade at Boaz Elementary School. The couple have 2 sons. Older son Andy is a staff auditor for the U.S. Army Audit Agency. He is married to the former Briley Jones of Atala. Younger son Will is a student at the University of Alabama Huntsville, where he plays on the Chargers baseball team. Ladies and gentlemen, Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame Class of 2024 inductee, Drew Knowles.
Selecting us for all the work that you do with this venue. want to thank my wife. 29 years, I believe Tuesday, that will be 29 years. She was a single mom for a lot of times, as coaches' wives know. And she wasn't a single mom, but she acted as a single mom as I was at work a lot. As I said, I coached 3 sports almost 20 years. And so I was gone a good bit, but I love her. And behind any good coach is a good wife. And I do appreciate her. She traveled a whole lot of places to watch a whole lot of games. My son, Sandy and Will, who are here with us tonight, we are so blessed to have 2 great sons that we're very, very proud of. And it's not easy being a coach's son, especially if you have to play for him. And but for 8 straight seasons, I was able to coach my 2 boys. They thought that one graduated, the other came right through behind him, and had an opportunity to coach them, and it was some of my greatest memories. I love those 8 seasons. I was gone too much, and I apologize for that. I missed too many things, but I'm very, very proud of the young men that you have became. Obviously, with administration, coaches, and staff that we had great coaches over the years, especially Boaz. We had a tremendous family atmosphere. We spent a lot of time on vacation and together. Hobbies were just out hanging out. We had great coaches, but as Blake, I got to coach. I was a good pitching coach when I coached Blake. He came to us as a young right-handed pitcher, and we made him a left-handed pitcher. Not good. But Blake was a great player. But we, players, a coach excuses players, and we were very blessed to have some really good ball players who bought into what we were trying to do. And my mom and dad are here tonight. I want to thank them. My sister's also here, my brother-in-law. My mom and dad taught us everywhere. In fact, last year my coach at Westbrook, he asked me, I think since 1985, I don't know if he ever missed a game up to last year. He said, what am I going to do on Friday nights? And so, they followed us everywhere, supported everything we did, and taught us great work ethic, and they were great role models, and that's what parents are supposed to be. And there's a lot of coaches here. We know coaching is tough. If you win, you're supposed to, it's because you didn't play anybody, and if you didn't win, it's because you coach. Coaching's a tough gig, but it's always your fault if it doesn't go good. But coaching is way more than a sport. And I learned that many years ago when I quit coaching the sport and started coaching people. And trying to impact their lives. And I pray that we have some kind of impact on some of the athletes and people that we got to work with. I thank God we've been so blessed in our walk. Now, I will close with this. As I love my time as a coach, but there were 3 things I always told our teams right before we walked on the field every Friday night for all the years I was a head coach. 1 was play with class. Number 2 was no matter what happens, keep playing. And number 3, be better when the competition's over than when it started. And that was never about football, it was always about life. Live with class. Always live with class. No matter what happens, you got to keep going. And number 3, be better at the end of the day than you were at the start. Thank you so much for this great opportunity.
Ladies and gentlemen, class of 2024 inductee, Alan Thacker. Alan Lane Thacker was born on March 4, 1966 in Gadsden, Alabama, to Bill and Faye Thacker. Bill was a truck driver and avid Douglas High School Booster Club member who helped start the DHS football program in 1970. Faye was a housewife who stayed home to take care of the 5 Thacker children, all of whom are Douglas High School former athletes and graduates. Alan's older brother Darrell excelled in football and track. His older sister DeLynn Crawford played volleyball and finished 3rd in the state high jump. Younger brother Mark was an all-county and all-area quarterback. Younger sister Lana Quigley was an all-state volleyball player who led her team to the state Final Four and played 2 years on scholarship at Gadsden State. Alan played youth baseball in the Douglas Youth Leagues and was the Douglas School Spelling Bee champion for 3 consecutive years in grades 6 through 8. He was active in sports at Douglas High. As a freshman on the junior high football team, coached by 2019 Hall of Fame inductee Kenneth Adams, Alan led the team with 3 interceptions in just 6 games. Allen was teammates his junior year with Hall of Famers Norman Bonds and Charlie Jimerson, and the 9-1 Eagles were coached by 2022 inductee Paul Maccabee. As a senior defensive back during the 1983 season, Allen recovered a pair of fumbles and had an interception. One of his most remarkable feats that year was when he recovered 2 onside kicks for the Eagles. Allen also played basketball and was on the track team during his high school days. He was awarded the Douglas Coaches Award in both football and basketball following his senior seasons. After graduating from Douglas High in 1984, Allen attended Snead State Junior College, serving as a student coach for Snead coach Philip Smith's volleyball team and a student manager for the Parsons softball team, coached by Billy Smothers. When his 2 years at Snead State came to a close, he transferred to Jacksonville State University, where he graduated in 1990 with a bachelor's degree in education to teach mathematics. Allen's first teaching job was at Asbury Junior High School, where he coached boys basketball for 2 seasons and girls basketball for 1 season. After his 2 years at Asbury, Douglas High School principal John Beck invited Allen to return home to DHS. He was named the head volleyball coach and head girls basketball coach at his alma mater. Allen spent 16 years as the head volleyball coach for the Lady Eagles. His very successful tenure included 6 area championships, 3 state tournament appearances, and a state runner-up finish in 1994. He finished his Douglas volleyball career with 429 wins. Allen was the head girls basketball coach at DHS for 23 years. Coach Thacker led the Douglas girls to tremendous success. His teams won 4 area titles and competed in the only 3 Sweet 16 appearances in school history. His 2001-2002 team defeated Central Coosa in the Northeast Regional Final at Jacksonville State and qualified for the AHSAA Class 4A Final Four. The Lady Eagles were eliminated in the state semifinals by eventual state champion T.R. Miller. His 2012-13 team set the school record for wins with 24. Allen retired from public education in 2015, netting 322 wins as the Lady Eagles basketball coach. Coach Thacker entered the private school arena following his retirement from public education. He taught math at Marshall Christian Academy in Albertville and coached boys basketball for 2 years and volleyball for 5 seasons. In basketball, the Stallions reached the Alabama Christian Athletic Association state tournament both years, including the school's first Final Four in Allen's second year as head coach. In addition, the Stallions won the ACAA Junior High State Championship both years. Allen's volleyball team also made 2 state tournament appearances, including winning the ACAA State Championship in 2017. The Lady Stallions defeated 3-time defending state champion Tuscaloosa Academy in the finals. Coach Thacker was named ACAA Coach of the Year in 2018. Combining his time at DHS and MCA, Allen amassed 501 career volleyball wins and 348 career basketball wins as a head coach. Allen also spent time coaching Amateur Athletic Union and Youth Basketball of America boys basketball from 1996 to 2004 for the Marshall County Magic and Alabama Kings. His teams either won or finished runners-up in over 40 tournaments. They won the AAU State Tournament in 1996 and again in 1997. In 1996, they played in the AAU National Tournament in Greensboro, North Carolina. They were runners-up in the YBOA State Tournament in 1999 and qualified for and played in the YBOA National Tournament in Orlando, Florida. On July 8, 2009, Allen married the former Wendy Smith. Wendy is a special education teacher of special needs students at Douglas High School. Allen has a stepson, Carson Aaron, who just completed his first year of teaching history and coaching softball at Coleman High School. Carson recently married the former Macy Jones of Guntersville. Allen is now retired from coaching but serves Douglas High School as a part-time math intervention teacher. He is currently compiling athletic history and record books for Douglas High School sports and is chairman of the Douglas High School Sports Wall of Fame Committee, which will induct its first class in 2025. He is an active member of Douglas First Baptist Church and is a member of the American Mensa Organization. Ladies and gentlemen, Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame Class of 2024 inductee, Allen Thacker.
Sounds good.
Don't start the clock here.
may think I'm talking fast because I'm nervous. You're only right. Yeah, I'm a little nervous, but I'm talking fast because you've heard all the threats, and a lot of people mean a lot to me, so I'm going to squeeze as much in as I can until they give me the hook. So I want to thank my family, Carson Mason, my wife, Wendy. She stressed more about this than I did. Several years ago, she had to learn married to a coach skill of when you go into the gym, find a place where they don't insult the coach the whole night to see it. So that's something that all coach spouses need to make sure to do. When I finished as a player in high school, loved to play, was at an all-star, 5'9", $140 at age 18. So I was small, but I was slow. So there, at that point, chances of being Sports Hall of Fame was not good. Not good out of 1 out of 100. Like Mary Swanson told Lloyd Christmas, more like 1 out of a million. And so we built love for sports through some of my childhood friends. A lot of people in backyards and driveways, in addition to organized sports. Very much with equipment we bought on our own. Some of the equipment we had bought by leaking in putting S&H green stamps into books. That's for those people, but a true story for those people that know what S&H green stamps are. For our childhood friends, some of them have been a lot to me. Philip Keeney, Mark Thacker, Charlie Jefferson, Kelly Wilson, Anthony Bill. Lots of time in my backyards and driveways playing the sports we love. My high school teammates and coaches mean so much to me. Philip Keeney, Charlie Jefferson, Anthony Bill, Kelly Wilson, Norman Bonds, Coach Kenneth Adams. The student athletes that play for me, boys and girls, basketball and volleyball, to name a few. Ann Ashworth, Kelly Mayo, Lena Wigley, April Pilkington, Ginger Williams, Crystal Baker, Kara Shumler, Houston Henderson, Lauren Davis, Dustin Landers, Evan Campbell, Chance Indy, Evan Dobbins, Joel Dobbins, and many more. Assistant coaches, one of the best things about coaching, some of mine that I spent years with, George Dobbins, Barry Mayhall, Mark Dobbs, Ginger Williams, Lynn Crawford, having good administrators, principals, superintendents, assistant principals, Sarah Mitchell, John Beck, Cindy Wigwood, Brian Stiles, Trevor Mitchell, Roy Bryant, Tiffany Hollowell, to name a few. Had some great parents along the way. Bill Ashworth, Shane Davis, Jeannie Davis, Corey Hill, Stephanie Hill, Lynn Crawford, and Ken Williams, to name a few. And they're sending me the back signal that it's time to wrap up. So I will close with Alan Jackson line. Maybe one day they'll reach back in their file and pull out their own memory and think of me and smile. Thank you.
I'll do that. Final word tonight, we want to congratulate our new slate of inductees. I'm not sure how many inductees we have now, Shannon, but it's close to 200, over 200 maybe. And that represent all eras of athletics and sports in Marshall County history. And if you ever have a chance to go on our website, mcshof.org, check that out. You're going to see pictures and all of our videos that are linked to that website of every inductee that we've ever inducted dating all the way back to 2002. So I encourage you to check that out. These videos will be up in the coming days, and you'll be able to look at those again as well. So again, congratulations. Thanks everybody for being here tonight. Thanks for your patience during the meal distribution this evening. And we invite you as you leave tonight to drive very carefully as you go home. Thank you and good night.